Now, towards the tail end of 2022, Edition de Parfum Frederic Malle released Uncut Gem, and I bought it pretty much right when it came out. I had the opportunity to try it. I love Maurice Roussel. He's the perfumer that worked on this. He's also done Musc Ravageur. He's done so many fragrances for Frederic Malle. Well, in this here, we have an inspiration of it by the Dua brand, aka Dua Fragrances. This one is called Enigmatic Gem. I'm going to be doing a comparison. I'll let you know how it smells, the performance, how it stacks up against the original. So make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I give you my thoughts on this brand new release by the Dua brand, it's actually an inspiration of Uncut Gem, and this one is called Enigmatic Gem. I do want to start the video off by saying that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it if you like reviews, top 10s, giveaways, unboxings, so on and so forth. Also, hit the bell icon so you can be notified whenever I do upload these daily videos to YouTube, and give this video a thumbs up as it would greatly assist with the YouTube algorithm. It would really mean a lot to me. So I actually purchased Uncut Gem right when it came out, and I really like this fragrance. I really do. Some people thought it was too designer leaning. I think some people were comparing it to like Dior Sauvage or something like that. And it does kind of have like that fresh musky quality about it. I know musk is an ingredient in here. So is olibanum and vetiver and, you know, some other notes in here. Angelica is a floral ingredient that's in here. Bergamot is in here pretty strongly as well, with a touch of ginger in the opening. So now here we have an inspiration of it by the Dua brand, significantly more inexpensive, and actually the color of the liquid inside the bottle appears to be a bit darker as well. I know it's kind of hard for you to tell from the front there, but from the back you might have a little bit more clarity. But in any case, I'm going to be doing my comparison. I'm going to smell them side by side. I'm going to let you know how it stacks up against the original. Let's start things off with a quick look at the presentation first. So we'll go ahead and start the smell portion of this video by smelling Uncut Gem. And of course this fragrance, and I love this introduction, I really do. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Neo by Xerjoff. It does have that fresh sort of a spicy introduction. It also reminds me a little bit of Navus by Navitus Parfum, which is one that I've creatively directed. So it kind of has like this bright citrusy bergamot aromatic component about it. The Angelica gives it this really nice smooth quality, and it adds that layer of uniqueness in there that you don't get from a lot of other citrus forward fragrances. And that sharpness of ginger in the opening is the perfect complement to the bergamot. Now that frankincense and vetiver combination is kind of vying for attention, and I like how it's a little earthy. You have the muskiness in there, and for me personally, I get this sort of ambroxan slash ambergris combination. You're not going to see it in the note breakdown, but I am getting this sort of recurrent freshness about it, and I think it's the one component in there that lets people compare it to, of course, you know, Dior Sauvage and these other ambroxan heavy fragrances, perhaps even Versace Porum Dylan Blue. I really do love Uncut Gem. Let's see Enigmatic Gem. I've worn it on a number of occasions already, so this is not a true first impression or anything like that. It is more of a review. So when I smell this, it reminds me so much of all of the times this past winter when I used to wear Uncut Gem. And the fact that it's activating those memories for me, and I smell it and I've made that conscious and subconscious association, that basically tells me that this is very close to Uncut Gem. I'm getting that aromatic quality in the opening on account of the Angelica. I'm getting the spiciness of ginger, the freshness of bergamot, the earthiness of olibanum, and of course that green quality coming from the vetiver. That I wouldn't call it oceanic or aquatic necessarily, because I don't think this smells salty or, you know, it doesn't go in that much of a direction. It's not ozonic in my opinion, but I am getting that musky freshness in the dry down. And of course, according to what the perfumer Maurice Roussel was saying about this one, he was trying to go for something that smells a bit on the fresh and masculine side of things. And this was actually his signature scent before the creative director and the owner of the brand, Frederic Malle, said, no, you gotta do a variation of this for my brand. And, you know, Maurice Roussel obliged and he created Uncut Gem. But this smells so similar to the original. It's so hard to put a percentage on it, whether, I say it's 95% similar, 92% similar, whatever. You do need to run a thorough lab analysis and compare the reports to see what the differentiation would be as far as a numerical value is concerned. But for me personally, I smell it. It smells the same to me. It is exactly the same. It's not. Right? I think Uncut Gem is a bit more herbal in the opening. The Angelica has more of a presence, and of course it has that diversity with the citrus fruits. Enigmatic Gem, honestly, it's right up there. To try to differentiate, all you can do is you can smell it and you would say, okay, it's not 100%, but it might be 97.5%. Like, who knows, right? I'm just kind of making up these numbers as I go along, but it is very, very, very close. If somebody is wearing it in the air, going to smell exactly the same. If somebody says, hey, what are you wearing, Uncut Gem, and you're actually wearing Enigmatic Gem, it'll be just as convincing. You have my word. Try it, get a sample if you can. I don't know if this is going to be manufactured in the 10 ml Dua Solo that they have been doing with a lot of fragrances lately, but that's probably going to be your most inexpensive option. So see if you can get a sample of this, and I know it's available on the website now, and I think it's an amazing fragrance. Definitely has this classy, formal, dressed up, masculine vibe to it while still retaining that modern quality. I think it's really wonderful. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, well, it's a clone, so it's not unique at all, but the overall smell, listen, I've worn this to work on so many occasions, not the Dua version, I've never worn this to work, but I've worn Uncut Gem to work, and I have gotten several compliments. People have really enjoyed it, although on one or two occasions they said it was pretty strong, and I have a tendency of over applying, so that's probably my fault, but I think it comes very close. Longevity, 10 plus hours. Projection, amazing. For the first hour and a half, it radiated beyond an arm's length. It became a elbow's length scent right around hour 6.5 or 7, and it became a skin scent right around hour 10 or 11. Versatility on this one, masculine leaning, great for casual, great for dressed up, perfect for the hotter weather. Spring and summer I think would be wonderful, and I think this one would appeal to anybody of any age. As far as the presentation is concerned, I do like the graphic of this one. I think it looks more like an iceberg and less like a gem, but check it out for yourself if you can. But the presentation, the atomizer is a fantastic distribution. It's a pressurized atomizer. The color of the liquid is quite dark. I think that says something about the quality of the raw materials. My final, oh, it smells good. It smells like Uncut Gem. My final verdict on this fragrance is, if you're looking for the closest version or iteration to Uncut Gem on the market, Enigmatic Gem by the Dua brand is the way to go, and you're going to be saving a few $100s in the process. And of course, you gotta keep in mind, guys, whenever people do these price per mil analyses, they always overlook and they always neglect to consider the fact that this is 33% oil. This is extrait de parfum concentration. A lot of the fragrances that are being cloned are not extrait de parfum. They're not 33% oil. They're more like 15% oil, which is basically half. It's less than half. It's like having two suitcases that are exactly the same size, except one of them has $500 in it, the other one has $3,000 in it. You wouldn't know because the suitcases are exactly the same size, but people really need to think about these things when they do these price per ml comparisons. They defenestrate the concept entirely, and it's a bit frustrating sometimes, but this is really, really strongly concentrated. Please keep that in mind, guys. Anyway, enough of my ramblings. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you found it informative or insightful in some way. Solid alternative. I certainly give it my stamp of approval. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit the bell icon and give this video a thumbs up. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.